damn you. Load all of them. Load all the things. Yay, you loading. You're connecting. Yay, it's all working. Hurrah. Yesterday, I guarantee nothing. Yes, Matthew Laguerre is live now. Here I am! Oh my god, I am live. Look at me. I'm all alive and stuff and bright. And with lots of gain here. I don't know if I look good or not at this point. I think I just... probably. It's... there. I've been screwing around with some things. And one of the things I've discovered here is this beast, which is tuned, when it is tuned, as a baritone ukulele. If you put a capo on it, at the 5th fret, suddenly you have an ukulele. It also means that I discovered this, which means I can actually play one instrument and play all of it instead of just one. And so that gave me a... Also, I had this dumb song, and I'm going to get the rest of it. So get yourself a monolith. Yeah, put it up where everyone can see. Yeah, get yourself a monolith. Get yourself a monolith. And I don't know what I'm doing with that. You follow along and we'll watch the mayhem occur together. All right, so having said that, I gotten that out of my system. Welcome to show number 149, the Troubadork Non-Commute Show, entitled FRFA, because I came up with absolutely no idea what to call the show and decided I would just use the first initials of the songs that I was doing. I'm going to go ahead and attempt to do all the songs on this instrument. Yes, because I want to see if I can, in fact, perform all the songs on this instrument without dying. And this thing has good tone, considering it's made out of a cardboard box. Yeah, let's push the button for that one. We're going to try this one. Now, this is theoretically now tuned G, C, E, A. Needs a little more. A little more oomph there. There we go. Do you know my friend from Faire? Do you know my friend from Faire? He's 4 foot taller, and he's got browner, sandy hair. And I'm going really fast. And he wears a hat and tank. Oh, wow. Let's start again here. Yeah. There. A little buzzy. Do you know my friend from Faire? Do you know my friend from Faire? He's 4 foot taller, and he's got browner, sandy hair. And he has a hat and tankard, and he wears these great big boots. He wanders around in a loincloth or one of them doublet suits. I think it's working. I don't know if you can hear it or not. I'm kind of hoping. Do you know my friend from Faire? Do you know my friend from Faire? He's a unique individual, no one else can compare. For he always sings or juggles as he goes about the town. He always has a great big sword that ought to narrow it down. Stands out in the crowd. Do you know my friend from Faire? Do you know my friend from Faire? Do you know my friend from Faire? If you saw him coming down the lane, you'd have to stop and stare. Don't recall, or what is it? Yeah. Don't recall if pickles, pretzels, or if it's popcorn that he sells. You hear him coming from a mile away on account that he wears bells. I may be distracting myself a little bit with the new instrument here, so I do apologize, but what the hell? Do you know my friend from Faire? Do you know my friend from Faire? He's the coolest guy in all the world, I truly do declare. If you saw my friend in person, then you'd know of whom I speak. For he dresses like a pirate, now isn't that unique? Yep, pirate! with pointy ears, elf pirate, and gossamer wings, fairy elf pirate, and a kilt. Scottish fairy elf pirate. And horns. Demon Scottish fairy elf pirate. And fangs. Vampire demon Scottish fairy elf pirate. And goggles with gears stuck on them. Steampunk vampire demon Scottish fairy elf pirate. And big furry boots. Barbarian steampunk vampire Scottish demon fairy elf pirate. And an enormous hat with feathers. Lands connect, barbarian, steampunk, vampire, demon, Scottish fairy elf pirate! And a foxtail. Nobody knows why. Do you know my friend from Faire? I think I saw him over there. His name is Wolf or Hawk or Raven, or I think it might be Bear. Well, we've never met outside of Faire, but I'm sure he'll be along. Hey, wait a minute. Talking about you. I guess I'll end this song. That's not bad. Almost sounds like a banjo. If I can't finger pick it, but I can strum, and it sounds. With muscles, they're the best there is by far. So that's kind of nice. I can play it lower. There are some songs that actually survive being capoed here, which is interesting. And that's about a, if that was a G, then this is probably, let's see, G, A, B, yeah, A sharp. So I don't have to sing up high all the dang time. However, I'm going to try that actually with this next song, which is, I had forgotten that today was the anniversary of the passing of John Lennon. And I was 13 and incredibly unversed in North American pop culture. Does he have a fish-shaped codpiece? I think we might have to bolt the giant codpiece into the song here at some point, Richard. I'm not sure, but in regard to this, I'm going to try to do my riff on Paperback Writer, which is one of my favorite Beatles songs. I can't explain why. We're going to try it. Renaissance minstrel, minstrel, minstrel. I pray thee, my Lord, will you hear this song? It took me years to write, but will not take too long. Based on a sonnet by a man named Kit, and I need a patron, so I long to be a Renaissance minstrel. Renaissance minstrel. Pick the chord. It's a lovely saga of a wandering knight, and his lady's love keeps him up at night. His son's a lowly squire schlepping swords. 'Tis a steady job, but he longs to be a Renaissance minstrel. Renaissance minstrel. Renaissance minstrel. Minstrel, minstrel. 'Tis 100 verses, give or take a few. I've been writing more in a week or two. I can make it Latin if you like the sound. Heads up to a sonnet, and I long to be a Renaissance minstrel. Renaissance minstrel. I'll tell you in a minute, Lucas. If you do enjoy it, I can sing it there. I get so tired of wandering from fair to fair. If you must return it, send it to the king. He'll just put his name on it and call himself a Renaissance minstrel. Renaissance minstrel. Renaissance minstrel. Minstrel. Renaissance minstrel. Minstrel. Renaissance minstrel. Minstrel. Alas, my love, you do me wrong, minstrel. There's no good way to end this song, minstrel. They usually fade it out, you see, minstrel. I'll try to end this gracefully, minstrel. Yay! Okay, we got through it. Oh, my goodness, yes. What instrument is this? Lucas, this is... In fact, Eleanor Rigby is a great song. If you've never heard Doodles Weaver's version of it, which is, you know, Doodles Weaver, so it's nuts. I actually heard that one on the Dr. Demento, one of the first Dr. Demento albums I ever heard. It's a great deal of fun and awful. He butchers a song wonderfully and horribly at the same time. But anyway, quickly, here, Lucas. This beast right here is known as the book. This instrument was made on a bet. True story. It is a box that looks like a book. You sometimes see these at craft stores in the United States. And I bought one thinking I was going to use it for my Strolling Magic act, which never actually occurred, never came into being, and I just had this nifty box. Now, my friend Michael Van Slyke of Archangel Arts makes cigar box guitars. He made the strum box. He's made the cigar box ukulele that you'll see me play occasionally. And I brought him this box and said, Michael, do you think you could make an instrument out of this? And he said, I don't see why not. And he like tapped on it and did some other things. And about a month later, presented me with this booger. I am out of focus. Let's fix that. I bet we got autofocus on here again. I had to restart my computer. And it, of course, decided that everything has to be automatic again, which just throws things completely skitty-wumpus. There we go. That's fixing that. That's fixing the white balance. I'm not that pink. I'm only this pink. There we go. Much better. So, I've had this for a while. It is a wonderful instrument. It has much more sound. It has much better sound than it has any right to have. But for the longest time, I had it tuned as a standard cigar box guitar, which would be G, D, G, and then E, which is great. It's an open G tuning. I'm playing a lot of stuff that actually involves chords now, and not just bar chords. And the first thing I did is I restrung this using nylon strings, predominantly nylon, down here. And then this one is a G, and it's a straight set of acoustic strings out of an acoustic guitar string pack. I needed that because this is long. This thing has a long neck. And then I discovered that if I capo it at the 5th fret, I have a ukulele. And if I don't capo it, I have D, G, B, E. I have a baritone guitar. So it all kind of worked out nicely. At least so far it's worked out nicely. And that means that if I do have a gig, God willing, they let us gather again in groups outdoors, and it's not raining or horrifically wet, I can take this, which is an amazing character piece, and people will just want to know what the heck you're doing if you wander around with this, and do my do strolling music with it, which is where I'm headed. I've been a magician for many years, but that's a younger guy's game, and I am definitely wandering out of the professional part-time magician thing into the enthusiastic hobbyist version, and that is a thing there. So Joseph, there was a launch abort. Yeah, that's all right. Now you can pay attention to my show. Well, yeah, no, you got priorities, and I appreciate that. The next song we are going to do is one that is, in fact, perfectly cut out for this instrument. And it is, of course, your friend and mine, the dread peasant Festus, which started out as a song I was going to write for my friend Jana, who is Queen Margaret of Scotland and the Isles at Scarborough Fair and a number of other festivals. And I couldn't come up with a song for her, and this came into my head instead. And so technically this is a song I wrote for her, but it's not really because I still owe her a song. But I'm going to do this one anyway because it's just so damn fun. This is where I really recognize how big this instrument is, and I really should have had a strap. He came from a tiny village just outside of Aberdeen. The notes say play with unnecessary grandeur, and his face, it was not noble, and his clothes, they were not clean. But there's often been a hero that has come from such a start. Our man Festus wasn't one of them. He was neither brave nor smart. There are heroes, myths, and legends that are known throughout the land. But the dreaded peasant Festus was not that man. There are some men bound for glory, bound for riches or for fame, and among that noble roll call you will not find Festus's name. For his voice, it was not noble, nor his bearing very fine, and he towered over no one at the height of 4'9". There are heroes, myths, and legends that are known throughout the land. But the dreaded peasant Festus was not that man. But from lowly circumstances, some men rise among the rest. Not that Festus ever tried hard, well, that there is just my own guess. But in noble battle, some men can achieve the uncompared. And on the battlefield of Hastings, our man Festus was not there. There are heroes, myths, and legends that are known throughout the land. This is getting heavy, but the dreaded peasant Festus was not that man. Thoughtful part, and I can set it down. There are legendary figures doomed to fade away obscure, and our peasant Festus suits that. At least we think we're pretty sure. There is not much known of Festus. Peasantry builds little pride. Matter of fact, all that we're sure of Well, we're all pretty sure he died. They're all heroes, myths, and legends that are known throughout the land. But the dreaded peasant Festus was not that man, and there we go with that. I was actually successful. Yay, I'm being successful. Congratulations on my lack of failure. Yes. Oh, lordy. Yeah, but yes, this is, it's a substantial piece. I can't tell you what it's all made out of, except that, like, wood. It's made of wood. A lot of wood. The neck runs all the way through to this end over here. It is actually got a pickup in it. Yes. And it's... Why are you going out of focus? What is wrong with you, huh? Honestly. Autofocus is turned off. Stop trying to help. Let's see if the autofocus is turned off or not. Autofocus turned on again. I turn you off. I apply you. Stop it. You, camera you, not you watching you people in the camera. What a great time to have more people come in while I'm yelling at the camera. Well, why not? What the heck? The last song today is going to be... I don't know if you could hear that, but our black and white cat, Domino, who is over there just outside of shot, is curled up, and she makes these little groany noises like an 80-year-old cat, and it's just adorable for some dang reason. I don't know why. It's better than when I was getting heckled by my other cat yesterday. This seems to be a week about cat shows, really. And that's okay. This last one here is one that I wrote because I felt like after I had done sufficiently good with Internet Famous, you know. That's it. I want to be Internet Famous. I want to make big Internet bucks. Which is actually harder to play on this now that I've got it tuned like an actual guitar. I figured I should do a Renaissance Festival version of it. And then I had to figure out how to do that. It was a little weird. So, I wrote it, and it was like too low. And then I wrote it again, and put an F. And that would actually be up here. It would be, all I want is for everyone to love me. All I need is for everyone to care. All I desire is just unbridled admiration. I want to be the most important person at the fair. And in F that works. Now I'm curious to see what happens if I take this thing down to. So this was F there. So that would be, this would practically be G. Let's see. Not quite, but there. So we're going to try this here. All I want is for everyone to love me. All I need is for everyone. You know what? I'm going to run into the same problem. I'm going to bottom out because this song, the way it's written, is written perfectly for K. Didn't mean to write it for K. One day Kay and I may form a group. Two musicians on the edge, each trying to push the other one over. Alright, so we'll try this. Yes, a Festus holiday. Festivus. I think that there is a Dread Peasant. There's a Festus plate at a Tex-Mex restaurant I remember. I can't remember where it was, though. Not in Texas, amusingly. Well, alright, let's get back to... Let's do the song. Shall we do the song? Let's do the song. All I want is for everyone to love me. All I need is for everyone to care. All I desire is just unbridled admiration. I wanna be the most important person at the fair. Another idiot in burlap wandering through a blasted pasture, trying to attract attention from the people in the Shire. Another idiot in burlap acting out to get some attention, just wants to be famous, if only for a while. 'Cause all I want is for everyone to love me. All I need is for everyone to care. Help me! All I desire is just unbridled admiration. I want to be the most important person at the fair. Got the acting bug in high school. Rennie costumes, they look so cool. Hitched my wagon to the fair to see where I could go. These villagers are my sis and brothers, all shouting louder than the others, because at Ren Fair everyone's the star of their own show. Of course, it's gonna get me again. Cause all I want is for everyone to love me. All I need is for everyone to care. All I desire is just unbridled admiration. I wanna be the most important person at the fair. What is this? A mandolin? Worked my way all year to make my costume, hand sewn every single button. The research that went into this just borders on obscene. So pardon me if I sound grumpy, but I feel so blasted frumpy. Why does that one get all the attention just cause she's the queen? Cause all I want is for everyone to love me. All I need is for everyone to care. All I desire is just unbridled admiration. I wanna be the most important person at the fair. Hey everybody! All I want is for everyone to love me. All I need is for everyone to care. All I desire is your unbridled admiration! Love me! I wanna be the most important person at the fair. I want to be the most important person in this chair. I want to be in A Winter's Tale except pursued by a bear. I don't know if I'll play this again, but the words aren't quite so clear. And so we come staggering in sideways, tripping over the ottoman, bouncing off the cat, ricocheting off of the metal door, and landing upside down in the coat closet that is the Troubadork Non-Commute Show, show number 149. That means tomorrow's going to be a show 150. I made a big deal out of show 100. Kind of feel like I ought to make kind of a big deal out of 150. That is the sesquicentennial show, 150. Those of you who lived in Texas in the 80s understand what sesquicentennial was all about, because we had to create a holiday and a big event here in Texas for our 150th anniversary, because 200 was just too dang far away. So we had the sesquicentennial, or what we sometimes refer to as the Sasquatch Centennial. Because, well, Fernando. No, never mind. We may get to Fernando tomorrow in the show. But, wow, this thing worked out pretty well, I think. I know what I heard, but I'm here. Y'all are out there. So if y'all heard this okay, without any amplification or being plugged into anything, let me know. I am working on a project wherein you actually can put a little amplifier in the box. I actually stick it onto the back of the box, and then I can take a microphone and stick it into the amplifier, and it uses the box of the instrument as its speaker, which would be all kinds of miraculous and amazing if it works. It's about $200, $300 of miraculous and amazing, so it ain't happening right now, but could. One day. I may not live to see it, but it could happen, and this would be the right instrument to put it in because it actually has some screws here. This part is the part that opens up, so you can put all kinds of stuff in there. You can put lunch in there, honestly. Thank you all for hanging out with me once again as we stagger through this ridiculous Sasquatch Sentinel. That's the Sasquatch Sentinel versus Festus in a steel cage. Yeah, tell some people about that. That sounds like a good pro wrestling card. Thank y'all for hanging out with me and indulging me as I hopefully have entertained and amused y'all. We live in a, I didn't even push the button all I want there. So there's my other technical foo-for-all. Honestly, at this point, I don't know if we're all paying attention or not. The song I just played was the Troubadork Ballad, just in case you were wondering. I'd say we'd fix it in post-production, but do we ever put any effort into that? No, we don't. It's live. Live theater. That's what I love about live theater. You can mess things up and get away with it. Anyway, tip jars and stuff like that. PayPal.com/theadequate. Venmo @theadequate. And I want to thank Eric and Robert and Rick and Emily and Miranda for their support, both financial and emotional, and for pitching this stuff. And I've had some other people sends these songs out to some folks, because a couple of my friends actually have some contacts that used to be in NASA, and so that was kind of cool. One of these days, Captain Hatfield may get Space Burrito, and then I have no idea what'll happen. I also want to thank very much my amazing Party On, Party Down Patreon patron peeps at patreon.com/theadequate. Chris and Teppo and Shay and Cascuro and Linda and Ann and Stephen and Robin, Alicia and Relly and BK and Kaylee and Richard and John and Brian and Laureen. I have a successfully recorded, I might add, which was hard, version of 30-Year Conversation, which I debuted yesterday, up for the Patreon peeps specifically for right now. It'll go out to the rest of the world probably in about a week, because I'm trying to pace this a little bit. You can also find all kinds of stuff over at the archives, which live over here at facebook.com/theadequate and twitch.tv/theadequate. Tobias the Adequate in both of those cases. youtube.com/mplegare. Facebook.com/theadequate is my personal Facebook feed, where you're watching this now if you're watching this on Facebook. Because I can do this to Facebook for free, to my personal feed, but not to any of the pages. And I'm cheap, and I don't think I want to be spending your money on that stuff, so what the heck. Recorded stuff, soundcloud.com/Matthew-Laguerre. That is where the recording of 30-Year Conversation will go, and a number of other things wind up there as well. Ask Philo, we've got 2 more episodes. One of them drops on Friday, and then I got to record the one that drops a week from Friday. This one will be Texas-specific superstitions, and Philo kind of gets on his horse about this, so to speak. Not that he has a horse. Well, he had a horse, but he doesn't have a horse anymore. And technically, you can't call it a horse after a certain point. You just call it an abomination, assuming that you can spell that. Otherwise, it's just a weird horse, but I get ahead of myself. But you can check that out over here at anchor.fm/theadequate, or anywhere the Adequate podcast is disseminated, including, I might add, Spotify. I want to also point out that we have Thud Bucket, which is now officially in pre-release. We have pushed things out. CD Baby will start showing up things, and then when we go into full release mode, it will unleash the mighty, awesome majesty that is Thud Bucket. Death metal you can laugh at. I'm not kidding. Nightmare horse could be, or just weird horse, As you say, if you're running away from it, you gotta use short words. Oh my God, look out for that appalling abomination. By the time you get past appalling, the thing's already trampled you to death. But if you say, look out for that weird horse, everyone knows what you're talking about. Speaking of weird horses, check out Thud Bucket. On YouTube, we have 1 video out. We're working on some more videos. God only knows how we're going to do it, because it's 2 guys separated by half a continent. But we have faith, we have hope, we have engineering, we have cheap technology. You can find them both on Facebook and YouTube, so do check that stuff out. And check out all the other stuff. And tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your enemies. It will confuse them. Without y'all, I am just a guy sitting in a room, yammering into a microphone at a camera, and no one's paying any attention. So if a lunatic babbles into a camera on his own, does it make any sense? I could have put on I could have chosen an easier way of going about this. I could have just gone and locked myself in a vehicle, put on some dark glasses, and made a reactionary commentary channel. But I don't think we all need another one of those. Anyway, that's it for me. Got chicken pot pie to go downstairs too in a little while. Well, it'll be about an hour. Those things take about that long to cook, because it's the Boston market ones, which are substantial. Thank y'all for hanging out with me once again. Be good to yourselves. Be good to each other. Take care. Don't forget to find the ridiculous in everything. Absurdism is one of the best ways to survive our weird times right now, because everything is ridiculous if you look at it through the right filter. And you can laugh at something for being ridiculous without being mean. And there's enough mean out there. And people that are deliberately mean are really ridiculous, because I kind of look at them and go, wow, man, you peaked in high school, didn't you? Yeah. I'm 53, I can say that. Y'all have been wonderful once again. I have been Tobias the Adequate, and thank you once again for encouraging my behavior. And I will see y'all next time. We will do it again. We might just do Fernando. You can never tell. Fernando.